we are. We're live. Just trying to see if the internet is going to continue working for us. Just to bring you some updates and to have some information. We are trying to build our hourly views on the channel the best as we can. And it's going to be a little bit, I know it looks nice right now, but it's been cool and damp. It's going to be a rainy darn evening. And Ellie was at the dentist, so we couldn't get out here earlier. Don't forget, noon, Saturday. The excitement's going to start around the parade for the Caribbean Festival, and the Caribbean Fest and all that starts around noon. Actually, 8 a.m. if you're into the side markets and stuff like that. And the farmers market and all that starts at 8 a.m. The parade is at noon. We will be recording the parade and hopefully some of the other stuff downtown. I'm gonna get some video together, get some recording done. We can't do it live because we still don't have data on the phone. We have data here at home. We have Wi-Fi, but it doesn't always work the best when we're away from the desktop, away from the router like this. Hopefully you're not having a problem. I'll just give you a view. Ellie just got back from the dentist. She did very well. They just brought her back. She's making all kinds of strange noises in there with her toys. She's not in the most exciting mood. They didn't give her any gas or any numbing, but she did have to have a filling, which is not always the most pleasant thing. But apparently just a very shallow filling on one of her first teeth. We spotted a cavity in a couple of weeks ago. If you don't get them filled, and the school gets right on top of you about that stuff, and school's going to be starting very soon. I hope you're all having a good afternoon. I was going to do this live from the desktop with the phone on the computer. I might do that later still. You never know. There's a bird out here somewhere. I can't see them, but I can hear them. A big old squeaker. Yeah, so I figured the phone outside would be a little bit more interesting. Outside here on the balcony will be a little bit more interesting than the PC at the moment. I can do lives on YouTube with the PC too. As you know, we did pre-records and stuff, but I didn't want pre-record. I'm going to bring you some live content, and we are now and again getting a viewer or two, and that's what we want. We want to see our view numbers go up, our views per hours on our videos, and lives are one way to do that. For anybody who's interested in starting a YouTube channel, you want subscribers, you produce shorts, and that's what we do with our music and stuff. We make short music videos from 50s, 60s, 70s, and people subscribe and watch them like crazy, but those view hours don't count towards your hours for monetization for YouTube, except for your shorts, and you need 10 million view hours to get monetized with those. Unless you're already getting millions of views every day. That's not going to happen. The real monetization comes from building your view hours on your long form videos. Best way to do that is to let people know you're out here with your lives. And hey, speaking of that, if you're watching me just sit here and essentially talk to myself, what the heck else do you got to do? Hit the subscribe button, give us a like. We appreciate your support. We really, really would. And looking forward to getting monetized so that we can afford some help that will help afford us some new equipment. We really need a new phone. We'd like to get I truly would like to get some data. Data is very expensive, but if we could do a live an hour every day with the phone, like our video for the parade and such, that would be cool. That would take us about 25, 30 gigabytes of data. Not too shabby. Some microphone would be nice. And eventually we're going to have to get a better gimbal. We're going to have to get the 3-point gimbal. This one is just basically a selfie stick, and it works side-to-side stabilization. The phone we got isn't the best quality, so if we walk with this, it kind of wobbles quite a bit, actually. Bounces, I should say. They're not using the Android stabilization for video, for lives on the Prism app that we're using right now. When we get the new phone, we'll be able to switch from Prism we'll be using Streamlabs, which we already have set up and we use. I love that for our gaming videos and stuff. The auto notifications, and we can get Nightbot set up and stuff like that. I would like to get the Amazon store set up, but the Amazon account's not mine, so I have to convince my wife to set her store up and then try to feature some stuff that's fitting for our blog, as well as stuff that she wants to sponsor. This is not our only YouTube channel. We have several others. We have a couple others on their way to monetization as well. Take care of. There's a couple of us here working on it. Blocksype is a gaming channel on YouTube that we have. That's not really so much all gaming as it is it's an education to teaching how to program games on Roblox and such. And here, if y'all like to hear it, we do. I don't go about telling everybody I'm a medium or anything, but I'm a bit sensitive, and I can do sense paranormal and whatnot like that. And I have some explanations for some of the stuff. Also, tips for growing YouTube channels. Yeah, like I said, trying to grow those subscribers, do the shorts. Do 6 or 8 shorts every day, throughout the day if you can. 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 3 at night. Just keep pushing them out. And then do a live or pre-recorded. You have to have 3 uploads a month as well. Even though they lowered the standards to 500 subscribers, you still have to have those 3 uploads every 90 days or something like that. So you can't have all lives there. You have to have some recorded stuff. You can do pre-recorded too. You can do that on a spare device that you have. You can do your own pre-recorded stuff on a spare device. Or there are companies out there who you can download edited videos to, and they will loop it for as long as you like, 24 hours a day, for weeks and months, even a year at a time. And they're pretty nominally priced. I think the last one I looked at was like $4, $5, $6 a month or something like that. It amounts to about $600 a year at the most for that type of thing. If you don't want to go through a lot of effort, you don't want to have to show your face, there are places where you can actually, including CapCut, where they will produce, AI produce the images and the voice to text for your shorts. You don't even have to do anything but type some words, and they will look up AI will hunt down images that you can use freely and place a voice for your text and everything else. All you do is make sure the text can be seen and heard, and you're on your way. You can do them for, they usually come out over a minute, but you shorten them up just a little bit and you come out with perfect short for YouTube. Or TikTok. TikTok has longer. You can go up to 3 minutes on TikTok now. If you do music videos like I do, don't forget, you have to, even if you use a picture of an album cover, you have to go and turn that image into a 1 minute long video, or all your videos will be 15 seconds. It will produce videos 15 seconds long, and your music will start and stop before you hardly get to, it'll be like name that tune rather than sharing music memories. Yeah, single image will stretch itself out to 15 seconds. That's what you get. And I don't think there's any way to change that. Not that I've looked, and not that I'm any kind of a CapCut expert by any means. CapCut makes it so easy you don't have to be an expert. You just have to click some buttons and have something to say. That's basically it. That's what YouTube is all about too. That's why these walking videos and these ghost hunting videos and stuff all do so well. Even the live game streamers, their streams do so well because, and the people who are very popular, they have the gift of gab. It really has nothing to do with the game. It just has to do with what you're talking about. And our walks are made very interesting by my assistant, Ellie, my little daughter. She's 7, and she asks some of the most intriguing, interesting stuff all the time. Or she's always dressed like the most interesting characters, and she comes up with the strangest things. Sometimes most interesting as well. But yeah, pretty much anybody should be able to earn at least a passive income, a little extra something for, say, you've got a low-end phone and you'd like to go a little higher. You should be able to earn that $1,000 in a couple of weeks with a YouTube channel to get your phone, pay for your phone bill. And if you really put a little more effort into it, you can earn an entire income. It could become your job. People are making $100K, $300K, $1 million a year at this. It just depends on how much effort you want to put into it. And it's not really that hard. Just hold a phone in front of your face and go at it. Whatever you do the best, whether it's sewing, cooking, ghost hunting, talking to yourself like me right here out in the sunshine. I'm sitting out in the sun. I don't work though. I don't have to work. I'm almost 70 and pretty much retired. I did my part. I'm a stay-at-home dad. I have 2 young kids and I stay home and take care of them. But Saturday, be ready. Have those notifications turned on. We will be at the Caribbean Parade and the Caribbean Fest. We'll be buzzing through downtown after the parade, looking at the sights and seeing what's going on, and checking out the wear and the food and whatnot. I'm not sure if we'll have any being investing in any of it or not, but we will definitely be there, and you'll be getting the views without a doubt. That much I can assure you of. I'm not sure if everybody's going to be downtown with me or not. I'm assuming they are. And if they do, who knows, I might be able to get hot-spotted because we do have 2 phones with data, but they don't get a lot of data. But they do have data. Maybe I can get a hotspot and do a little bit of a live stream from downtown. You never know. We're not getting, I see a view now and then popping up on this, but not a lot of them. They come and they go, and that's all that matters. If they come and you're here, they'll count you for 30 seconds. You go. A lot of people in that time will decide whether they want to subscribe or they don't want to subscribe. That's what really matters, and eventually a tribe of you will build. If you live in the city of Belleville and you're interested in what's going on, we try to keep track of what's going on here and get involved in the local events. And we've done quite a few so far, starting with, well, actually we started with the parade, the Shriners Parade, the Pride Day Parade, and Canada Day, and everything along the line so far. We did miss the Jazz Fest. It got rained out one day and we couldn't go. We couldn't really go because of circumstances and weather. And somebody got sick, so we couldn't do much that weekend. I gotta be honest with you, the sun is getting really hot right at this moment. Really, really hot. And we're supposed to be getting rain, but the sky has, as you can see, the sky is blued up. We're looking at a blue sky and a burning body sitting dead in the sun. Well, really, probably because we're at, past the high noon point, and I'm looking out the west side of the house here. The building is where the balcony is, on the west side. Looking out at the hazy skies, it got a lot of ozone in the air again today. Anyway, this is where we're at. I don't know that we're doing anything Sunday. Sundays are always crawl in a corner day. It's another one of those tough spots. Last week was a tough spot because it was pay the bills and hope you live through the week with no money. And this week is the big grocery order. At some point we got to put a big grocery order in. We usually have it delivered, but still somebody has to be here when they bring the groceries and bring them in the apartment and Get him put away.
That video I just watched was this fish.
Yeah. Why don't you go see if you can figure out how to put my live on the computer for me on YouTube. It's here. All you got to do is get it on the computer. Set up my computer and see if you can find it on YouTube. On our channel. So, I was just talking to Ellie. You know, you can't see it. I could run I like to run the faceless. Don't mind talking, and I really don't mind my face on camera, but I don't like the way the phone does the close-up. You know, who wants to see that? It's you know, when you see yourself in the mirror, when you get my age, you just look and you say, who the hell is that old guy in the mirror, or in the camera, as it were at this point. When I used the PC, you're just bringing yourself into a small box. And though I'm there and you can see me, it's not like you're looking directly in a wrinkle, one big direct shot of just that. I hear the Shear Patrol out there. I haven't been out yet this afternoon to pick up our recycling bin, but today was recycling day and it's sitting out on the sidewalk waiting for me to bring it in. It's going to be time to be starting the dinner soon too. It's got to be like going after 2 or going for 3 now. So yeah, it's getting that time of day. Got me some chicken and don't know what I'm going to do with it. Well, actually, it got me a package of boneless chicken breasts, which are dear these days. I think it's like, don't ask me why it's like $12 for 4 chicken breasts. So by the time you try to break it up and make enough meals out of it for the price, you got not enough chicken for your meal. So you gotta find ways to be creative and make it stretch, like a lot of rice and a lot of vegetables, which in themselves are expensive. Anybody out there agree food prices are way, way out of line these days, aren't they? I would say yes, they are. It's like my wife says, it's you know, it's really, really bad when you can't go out with a $10 bill and get a loaf of bread and a liter of milk without bringing more money with you. You can't do it with a $10 bill. The milk alone is almost a $10 bill today. And the other day they went out and got 3 bags of chips that were, you know, maybe it should cost more, but there is no way. Small bags to boot, not the big ones, not the family size bag or bags or anything like that. We're talking about the Lay's Dorito size bag without any soda or anything else that goes with it, just the chips. Nearly $20. That's outrageous. People should be ashamed of what big business and what governments allow, and they don't stop and think about the cost of the health care and everything else that goes along with it, because food is so expensive. People don't eat as well, they don't eat as much, and they don't eat as a situation everybody wanted to scream and bitch and whine about as well. When you're not healthy, you become more susceptible to that stuff. And everybody knows, man, the way things work, the pandemic will be back, and the weaker we become and the more sickly we become, the sooner it'll be here. That's how it works. And fall is right around the corner. COVID's never going away, and the next pandemic will be here. We'll have to deal with them both at the same time. Once your system's weakened by one, it's easy to get the other. Things your government don't want you to know. We are just live here close by to the railroad tracks where two sets, where there's two different companies, freight train companies own the tracks. And we're hearing a lot of freight traffic, so we're going to assume that the shortages that we had are pretty near over. That was the excuse for the high prices and all the inflation and everything. The markets are flooded right now with stuff that really and honestly, in spite of the fact that there is no slowdown in employment because you can't find enough employees to do the work for the businesses that exist, prices have not gone down, they've gone up more. And then you've got these people out there, these investors crying that they want interest rates to go down. Not going to happen unless we see signs of inflation is slowing, signs of a weakness in the unemployment rising, not being at a 20 or 30 year low or 50 year low. You need things to get better. You need prices to come back to earth. And I don't mean stores that are trying to get people who can barely buy food to come in and buy things at 70% off. Facebook and Amazon and Google and all those companies laid hundreds, thousands off. But that don't really count. It don't count. That's not retail. That's not businesses going out of business. That's just a multi-billion-dollar corporation that hired far too many people to do far too little. Getting rid of a few extras and trying to fool the government into thinking that, well, the economy is slowing down. I'm going to tell you what. When a multi-billion-dollar company who has more money, enough money to own 3 or 4 countries, loses a couple of thousand people, that's not the economy slowing down. Not in any way. Not in any way, my friends. So for all you guys who do know us from Facebook as Cool Vibes 101 and our gaming channel, we can now accept stars on Facebook for our reels and our gaming and stuff like that. So if you'd like to find a way to support us and help us out with our equipment and stuff, even though we're not monetized here, we are monetized on Facebook. You can drop some stars for our music memories and stuff like that. We'll try to get a link in the video when it ends. We also have a tips page. Try to pop that link into the video at the end, or into the end of all of our videos. We try to make a permanent link of it. Our tips page and our how to get stars and send us stars on Facebook. Like I said, thinking. We also have a merch page, which we are not as of yet pushing a whole lot, but we have it for our gaming setup. That too is part of our Streamlabs that we're not using at the moment because we don't have the proper phone to use Streamlabs. We can do it. We can do video on Streamlabs without sound, or we can do sound on Streamlabs without video, but we cannot live stream with Streamlabs on this older A8 Samsung. In fact, it's so obsolete you can't do much of nothing with this old A8. It's not being upgraded anymore because it doesn't have enough of anything to be able to upgrade it. It doesn't have a big enough drive or any of that stuff. But if you're still out there watching me, why not subscribe and turn on those notifications? Let us know you're out there. That is the biggest way you could support us, is to sit and we can't thank you enough for just watching and supporting us that way, giving us your hours of views, your likes, your subscribes. We really appreciate it. A lot of the comments we're getting on our shorts and everything else, the subscriber rate is great, but the viewing rate doesn't count from your shorts. It's really strange the way they're doing it. Maybe it'll change someday, but right now it is not. It is getting very, very hot out here. And I thought it was going to rain, but it has cleared up. Could have went for a walk. Do I regret it? Yes, but we need to get these lives out there too, and we need to get people watching more time. And one way to do it, as I do my investigating, is to do live streams. Get us a posse built out, people who want to listen and agree with various things we're saying. Later on, I might try to stream again. We did start a podcast for paranormal stuff that I have done nothing with. Literally, I think I did one time. I had a small 20-minute live for some paranormal facts. But hey, if anybody has any questions, don't forget, you can leave them in, or suggestions, you can leave them in our videos. Even if you were commenting right now, if there were any comments, I couldn't see them. The sun has just got the screen looking pretty much black. I can see the red, so I know we're still live. That's about where it goes from there. I really can't see the comments at the moment. I can see my face reflecting in the phone. I can see we might have 1 or 2 viewers. 3 tops. Or we did. Right now, not so much. We started getting the viewers as soon as I had Ellie go put the PC on and turn our live on our PC or our television, wherever she went and did it. She's a good girl, and she's a COVID baby, so she's only had 1 full year of school, though she's in 3rd grade this year. She's been homeschooled, and some of the stuff she learned was how to use a computer, how to type, how to build a computer. We built her laptop, a laptop for her, from an old one, and we refurbished it from the ground up. She helped with the parts, and she helped put the operating system in. She knows her stuff, and she knows how to use her phone as well. She had an old phone we had to refurbish for her, and she now has her brother's old phone. She's upgraded because she had an older phone than the A8. And that was starting to get more than glitchy. But for 7 years old, she's pretty tech savvy. she likes, she's not quite there yet with making her own shorts and stuff like that, and that's okay. She's 7 years old. She's got a long time before she can actually do this type of thing for herself, but she knows how to do it. And she comes from a background where we have a whole studio set up in our dining room, a very small apartment, which is the dining room. And so she knows that she knows how to do it. Wow, I take it that the street sweeper is going up this side of the street today. And that's the noise we hear. And man, is it stirring up dust. It's even getting all the way back here at the back of the building. And we're on the other side of the street. I was going to walk up Wilson there, where the big empty lot is that they were going to be turning into a subdivision that you can see behind us here. The city was over there working on something. I was going to go over and see what they were working on. I think they were just filling in. There are big holes in the ground where they had huge drainage systems for the warehouses and silos and stuff that was over there for the brick factory. The concrete factory is really what it was. They built pylons for bridges and bricks and cinder blocks and stuff like that. And they had these huge drainage things that ran all the way up. And the holes are still there, though the buildings are gone. And there was one, they had pylons around them. I think they filled it in. I've seen them with buckets, like they were dumping concrete in that big hole, in the big drainage hole. Yeah, there goes, you'll see it in a minute. I noticed one way. Hopefully that we'll get better now. I know we do have a couple of reconnected. Well, I come in here and the sun goes away. Yeah, that sounds about right. I was also cooking. That was, my whole body is cooking up. And so, welcome to anybody who's here. And what the heck, since you're sitting here listening to me talk to myself, and it seems like sometimes that I am talking to myself. Sorry for the, I had a viewer, and then I moved the phone back outside, and the internet decided it wanted to slow down. I don't know why all of a sudden it's doing that. It's been working perfect. This whole time I've been streaming up until now. So guys, couple days, Caribbean Festival. We'll be there. We'll be recording. I don't think we'll be live. We don't have the data to do that, but I'll definitely bring you the recording. We'll be doing videos downtown, the parade, and the festivities and the happenings. There's a Buskers Fest coming up that we're going to try to be at. There's Dragon Boat Fest coming up, but finding a place to view that from could be tricky. But yeah, we're going to try to be there. I'm going to try to get a recording of that. We're going to keep going as long as we can. Winters are rough around here. Probably won't see too many recordings from the winter, during the winter months. When it snows, it's horrible. It gets cold, and they still use salt here on the streets and on the sidewalks and stuff. And I got to tell you, salt, it does a good job, but it doesn't work below 32 degrees, which is 0 Celsius. And in the winter, after December's over, you get about mid-January, February, we rarely have a day above 0, which means the salt and stuff don't work on the ice. The ice just keeps growing thicker and thicker. And yeah, the weather gets pretty rough. And we have a lot of frost quakes in this area. We hear them all the time in the wintertime, especially if it gets cold suddenly. If we've had a pretty warm spell during the winter and it gets suddenly cold and the ground instantly freezes, you can hear the frost quakes. You can hear the ground and the pavement and everything just cracking and splitting open all around you. Anyways, nights we lay here in bed wondering if the ground is going to swallow the house up. It sounds so loud, and it shakes a lot. A couple times it shook dishes off the shelves and everything else. You know, the knick-knack type dishes that you sit in stands and stuff. It shakes them off the shelf, even. The frost quakes. As much as we don't like to admit it, we're coming up on mid-August, and it feels like it at night, and you can smell it in the air. The fall weather is upon us. The trees look like fall. They're not. Some of these are still bright and green, but if you look really close, right now they're getting heavy with the seeds. So that should be flying off the trees and filling this yard anytime with those little brown whirlybirds and the batch elders. We got a lot of those. The double whirlybirds from the batch elders. Yeah, the ground's going to start getting full of that. Maple leaf seeds here, because as you can see, the whole back area is just lined with maple trees. They're going to start dropping. It's that time of year. That's what makes the trees, the first sign of color in the trees is the maple leaf seeds. You see trees go to seed, and then the leaves start to change. There's a lot of exciting stuff. I hope we can keep it going through Halloween. I hope we have a nice Halloween, because we can do some walks for Halloween and look at the decorations. Maybe Christmas. They do a lot of decorating too. Maybe we can, we don't drive here. Anywhere we go, we got to get on a bus or we got to walk. But they do light decorations and everything else. So maybe we can get some of that recorded as well. But because of the weather around here in the wintertime, the videos will be far shorter, because batteries on phones tend not to survive. And even if you got a battery pack, it goes dead. I mean, the guys in Toronto, got a feel for them when they walk Toronto, but because you know what they're going through. You know, in the winter, especially those big storms. January, mid-February. Yeah. I am not up to that. I am not 20 or 30 years old anymore, so, but we'll try to get what we can. We do a lot of other things besides walk, so the walking has helped a whole lot this year. I mean, the exercise itself, we were in lockdown for so long. We started losing a lot of the muscle tone that we had, and now we're starting to bring it back, so we're not going to give that up either. Hear Ellie in there singing. She must be feeling somewhat better. Yeah, it's a quiet afternoon here too, to boot. Only excitement I've had so far is the street sweeper, which is unusual for this neighborhood, to be honest with you. See a couple people outside, but the kids even are quiet today. And that's super duper unusual for this area because this neighborhood is loaded with kids. And there goes one to the back trail. I think they're all just starting to get back from, a lot of them are in daycare and their parents are working. So they're just starting to get back from daycare and whatnot. And that guy was riding his bike with a backpack, which means he was coming back from somewhere, probably like a daycare. Here goes another one. So it's getting that time of afternoon now. So anyway, I think we're going to say goodbye for now. I probably will be back later. Maybe I'll come back with a live on the PC. We can do maybe a paranormal discussion or something. You never know. But if you have any ideas, you can leave your ideas in the chat. And just let me know. Let me know what you'd like to see. And if you're into music, let me know what you'd like to hear. I will do requests. If I can find it on the companies all have a death grip on the rights for that stuff now, and man, I can't afford the $8 to $15 per track to do it on a big video, like a DJ type of channel. You can't. The average person can't afford that now. Though I'm sure the market for it is huge. That's why so many people are doing lo-fi now. It's free, and especially if you can make your own lo-fi music. We're not quite set up for that yet, but I hope to be one day. Even though I am older and I'm retired, I still have young kids, and they do this production stuff too. So we never stop learning, we never stop trying, we're never going to stop pushing forward. That's for sure. We're always going to be here. One of the four of us. Actually, there's more than four of us. I have 3 other children and almost 20 other grandchildren too that would like to be involved but don't always get as involved as they'd like. But I'm sure one day, as they grow up, they certainly will. Interest in what we do here. The grandchildren, that is, the other kids, they are far older. They're in their own 30s and 40s. They're already well on their way. Probably not going to change their way, though. They do TikTok and reels and stuff like that. They have not done the YouTube route. So it's not to say that they're not into it. It's just that they're into the short form content only, and you just have to produce so much of that and get so many views to make any money that, to me, unless you've already got more than a multi-million subscribers, it's really going to be tough to get any pennies out of it. It's like spinning your wheel. You'll be repeating yourself over and over and over again before you're making any money. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to end this for now. Like I said, we'll be back. Don't forget, put those notifications on. Saturday, we're going to be downtown recording that Caribbean Parade and Festival. And we'd like to take you with us. We'll see you later. Bye-bye. Have a good afternoon.